I heard that you hiked the entire Appalachian Trail, which is quite an amazing feat. How did you prepare for such an excursion?
Well, it took about an entire season. I prepared all winter once I decided to hike the Appalachian Trail in the fall. I started out with the basics about getting the kind of the four major components when it comes to gear. So my tent, my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, and my backpack. Those were the big four objects when it came to my equipment. So I did that, and then I worried about clothing and accessories and stuff like that as I went further down the road. Another thing that was extremely important was just the food that I was going to bring with me. Obviously, following a vegan diet, eating plant-based, it was super important for me to figure out what I was going to eat on the trail that would give me enough nutrition and also make me feel really good. So I had to figure out which foods I was going to be able to take, which foods were light enough so I wouldn't be carrying around a 20-pound watermelon that only had, I don't know, 1,000 calories or 500 calories. So that was really important. It took time. And the final part of my preparation was really just getting my mentality sorted out. The winter before I started the Appalachian Trail, I was in Thailand, and I decided to go on a 10-day silent meditation retreat, which was the hardest thing I ever did in my life because you can't talk, you're not really making eye contact or really interacting with anybody else the entire time. It's just you on your own and not talking at all, not journaling, not doing anything. You're just meditating like 10 hours a day. And after I got through that, the Appalachian Trail became a lot less intimidating. So those were the three things that I really did to prepare myself for the trail.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what were your fondest memories of it?
I have so many different memories from it. Just one of the best parts about hiking the Appalachian Trail is just waking up in a different spot every day. That's something that's really unique. Usually you're in the same area for a large portion of your life, so being able to wake up near a waterfall and then the other time at the top of a mountain or wherever I was, it was really unique. And to go along with that, each day was just like a completely different adventure. You never really knew what was what was going to happen that day. Each day had its own differences, which made it really beautiful. And just being outside, I love nature. That was one of the reasons why going on this hike appealed to me, was just being outdoors, you know, surrounded by wilderness and being immersed in that. And yeah, those were things that really stood out to me.
Yeah. To me, hiking the trail would seem like a life-changing experience. Like, what was your greatest takeaway from it?
Like I said, there's so many different, like, I don't know, life analogies that you could make the parallels between the trail and how you bring it back to your everyday life. But something that really stood out to me was just how powerful your mind can be, especially how you could just achieve anything you really want to do as long as you set your mind to something and just slowly chip away at it day by day. That's how it was. It's like when you're hiking 2,000 miles, it's going to take a really long time, but I was only able to do that by focusing on what I was going to do that day, hiking 15 miles, breaking it down to, you know, putting one foot in front of the other, how far I was going to go before I stopped for lunch, and, you know, each day was broken up, but the progress of doing that repeatedly and repeatedly over and over again was ultimately what helped me achieve that goal and get to the end. So if you take that mindset and bring it really into any part of your life, you're going to be able to achieve a lot of things that you think that maybe you couldn't, as long as you just make daily, consistent habits about slowly getting closer and closer to whatever you want to achieve.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.